Sorry. Yep. So as part of third step, I'm going to add auto scaling, and I'm going to run the Lambda function which we have created yesterday, and we are going to use CloudWatch, we are going to S3. So I'm trying to add as many as services to the same project, in the third project I can say, and we'll see how it goes. So as part of third project, we are just going to add auto scaling, and auto scaling need a input of the launch configuration. Through that launch configuration, it is going to launch new instances. I believe as of now, our infrastructure is properly configured. I mean to say my web server, except I need to start my services. HTTPD even after restart also. For that, if you execute this command, if you restart your server, you can able to still your HTTP should be up and running. To run your application, your HTTPD service must be running on your server. Otherwise, you cannot able to access your application from the browser. So I hope my system is ready with all the configuration. What I will do, I will take the AMI backup of my system. Once the AMI backup has been done, I'm going to use that one for launch configuration. Once launch configuration is done, I'm going to create auto scaling. That is the procedure I'm following. So as further, I'm going to my EC2, and this is my web server 01. I'm going to take AMI backup of this instance, select your instance and create image. I will give it as a demo image, and let's go with reboot. I don't have any issues because I need all my data should be properly copied. So now it got disconnected, and if you go to your AMI, your AMI is running and it is under pending. Once it is come to available state, then we can go and create auto scaling. So what I'm trying to show you is a typical real-time based infrastructure, where and how we can secure our infrastructure, as well as how it will be highly available and fault tolerant. That's what I'm trying to show you. So this is the maximum what I did as of now. That is what I'm trying to push you guys. So if somebody asks any questions, how do you build your infrastructure and how do you take about the security measurements, all this stuff you can able to clearly talk. And if they ask, I want to build a fault tolerant and high availability, that can be achieved from the ELB and auto scaling. And how do you make sure that your infrastructure is secure? By using the VPC private and public subnets, SSL certificate, security groups, network ACLs. So there are so many ways that all you need to speak in front of interviewer, uh, to get him understand that you have really hands-on experience. So you just need to practice. It is more about how you are practicing. If you are practicing, and you it is quite easy to understand, and if they are asking or going inside and asking any questions, you can able to answer everything. This SSL certificate question was recently asked by one of the interviewer for me, and he was telling that how do you request an SSL certificate in ACM. So I just gone through whatever steps we have done, and he was quite satisfied with that one. So let's move. My AMI is completed. I'm going to do auto scaling group. So for auto scaling group, what are the inputs? Okay, this is also one of the interview question for me. What is the inputs for my auto scaling? Anyone can answer? So I'm not selecting existing launch configuration. Let me remove it. Okay, please remember for auto scaling, launch configuration is the input. For launch configuration, AMI is the input. For AMI, proper application configuration is input. So it's depending upon one on each other.
Can
So
you just repeat that, please?
yeah, for auto scaling, launch configuration is needed. So see here, I'm creating auto scaling, but it is asking me to create launch configuration. So for launch configuration, I need AMI. That's why AMI I have created before coming to launch configuration. For before creating AMI, I have done all my complete application setup in my EC2 instance. So first you need to configure your EC2 instance properly, then take AMI. From AMI, you can create launch configuration. From launch configuration, you can create your auto scaling. That's how you need to follow. So
Okay.
yep. So I'm creating launch configuration. And if you see here, this is quick start. You should not go with this one. I just created my AMI, that is demo image, and select it. And I'm going with the T2. These are the inputs for your launch configuration. So what and all parameters you will choose in launch configuration? Your AMI instance and configuration details, storage and security groups. It's just like creating a new system, nothing but I'm giving all ingredients to create a new system automatically. I'm not going to do this as a manually, so I'm creating as a demo launch configuration. And IAM role, it's up to you whether you want to give it or not. For time being, I'm not giving because we are not dealing with much. Or else let me give for AWS full access because we'll do some experiment. And the next step, 8 GB space I'm using, and I'm going with the existing security group for my web, that is web security group, and next, and create launch configuration. And I'm using Ireland key pair, so create launch configuration. So once the launch configuration is done, now it is asking me to create auto scaling. So demo auto scaling group ASG, and how many instances you need minimum. So this we will call it as a desired capacity. So whenever you are launching your instances from auto scaling, or first time if you are launching your auto scaling, it is going to provision these instances from your auto scaling. So I need 2 instances minimum, and this is my VPC. And subnets, on which subnets do you want to launch your instance? You can choose either public subnet or private subnet. Why? Because it is going to attach to your ELV, so there is no problem at all. So let me go with private because I want to make it more secure, so I'm launching this under private subnet, but in ELB I didn't select. Okay, let me go with public itself. Public, but this guy is not going to get the public IPs. And advanced settings, you are going to add this one to your ELB. So demo ELB is our input. Next, and keep this group at initial size, nothing but even though if there is load, I don't want to increase my instances, then you can choose this one. If you want to increase or decrease, yes, you can set the rules according to that. So I want to scale between 2 to 5, nothing but in case of high load is there in my website, then my instances should be automatically scale up maximum to 5. If load is not as expected, then it is coming down to 2. So minimum will be 2, maximum would be 5. And the next thing, when do you want to scale up your group? Nothing but, yep, here you need to choose. So increase group size, nothing but assume that I'm having 2 servers. When I want to increase 2 to 3 or 2 to 4, 2 to 5, that rule you need to define in the CloudWatch. So here what I'm doing, increase group size, I want to create an alarm. The alarm what I will set, average CPU utilization is greater than or equal to 80%, nothing but if my CPU utilization is greater than 80% for 1 hour, one consecutive period, nothing but for 1 hour my CPU utilization is 80%, then what action should I need to take? Please add one instance or two instances at a time, two instances to leverage this load. So this is the rule I have defined. If my CPU utilization is more than 80%, then only it is going to add two instances. Next thing are decrease. Decrease nothing but when do you want me to delete? Assume that I have 5 instances. Now when do you want me to delete? If my average CPU utilization is less than to 40%, I want to that too for 1 hour, then only I want to terminate, or else 6 hours I can give. Because while downgrading, you need to be careful because it is better to give the max minimum of 6 hours or 1 hour. That would be helpful for you. And send notification nothing but whenever there is a problem, or if you are increasing or decreasing, it will go to the L1 support team. I will even add your email IDs in the L1 support team, so that they will immediately get a message that okay, your instance has been launched or your instance has been terminated. Like that you are going to get a alert message to the whoever subscribed to this SNS topic. So let me subscribe to that. And this is also I will edit. Yeah, L1 support team is there. I will add your email IDs as a L1. Okay, I hope you don't feel that. Next, add notification, nothing but while launching also I want to receive an email or terminating fail to launch, nothing but first time whenever I'm doing it, even at the time also I want to receive notification. Yes, and create. I will give the name. So whatever names you will give here, it will be assigned to your server. So auto demo, auto scaling server, and review. So it is going to, whenever I click create auto scaling, immediately you could start seeing two instances is going to create under your under your EC2, and those are going to attach to your ELB. That is what going to happen. So before going to that one, I will just go and see the EC2. If you see here, there are only two running instances. When I click this button, there could be two more instances. Okay, create it. And if I refresh my screen, it will take a while. Meantime, I will add Harsha's email to L1 support team. It's something like that. L1 team is going to monitor your emails and they will immediately call to the respective engineer that in case of any issues. So let me go to SNS topic. And meantime I will just refresh it. You can see here two additional servers is launching, unable to, what it is, seems some problem. We'll troubleshoot it, not a problem. Meantime I will try to add topic. This is the topic, and I will create a subscription, that is email. And now Harsha, you need to accept my request, then only you will get. And create a subscription for me also. I am going to give, that is Valaxy infotech at gmail.com, and email. Yes, to create. Even I need to go and accept it. Meantime I will go and accept. So I have subscribed now, and if you, and let's troubleshoot here now. What's the problem? Close it. I'm going with the active history. So it launched two instances. And let me go over here. It is still
Can you drag it and so that we can read it completely? There, the status checks. If you can drag it completely, we can read.
unable to
Describe it.
describe instance status. It is unable to retrieve this information. Meantime, we'll see in the ELB what's happening. Because it should be go to your ELB and it should be out of service, obviously. Oh, primary also out of service. This is our actual server. Is there any problem altogether? Yeah, it's came to in service now. You can see there is some, and if you see the name demo auto scaling server, these two are launched from there, and it will try to your ELB is try to check it out whether your instance configuration is properly available or not. If it is not there, it is going to it won't come to in service at all. Let's see if our AMI is correct, then there won't be any issue. It should come to in service. And let me change it to little quicker way. So instead of 30 seconds, let me give 10 seconds because the health check will happen quite fastly. And the instances, I hope there is a problem. Our actual server also went out of service. So healthy host, it is gone to some time back from 1 to 0. So there is some problem. After restart, it didn't come up, I believe. Of course, it is fine. Let me wait because okay, it went to out of service. Not a there is some problem. Let me log into our server and can you
Can
guys?
you check the HTTP server?
Yeah, that's
Can
what
you check the
I'm
HTTP
suspecting.
server?
I started it. Restart session. Oh, there is some problem with the AMI then. Okay, it is not started after a restart. chk config httpd on, but
Config.
It's because you logged off and logged in again, right? So that's the reason.
no.
Every time we log off, no, this is what the problem which I have faced too. So every time we log off and log in the EC2, whenever we have to access EC2 again, we need to come and start the HTTPD.
It is
Check
not log
config
off and
command.
login. It is something like, oh, there is some problem. Override illegal options. Oh, there is some problem in the syntax file. Okay, whatever configuration I have done is not, it is not correct. It should be none only. That is the problem it is saying. Let me start it. Yep, it is started. And that is the problem. See here, my application is not properly configured before taking AMI. That's why it is throwing an error. Now what I will do, I need to take my again new AMI. This AMI should be with this AMI I need to create launch configuration. That launch configuration should be added to my auto scaling. Good way. So but I will do it very quickly. So now I can take my AMI. This is no value. I'm just terminating the previous
So if you
instances.
have the ELB already, they will launch 2 other ones and they'll redirect the traffic to the new instances.
Yes, that's good. Now what will happen? Your auto scaling will observe that, okay, whatever instances are there is terminated. Now your auto scaling will going to take your launch configuration and it is going to try to launch 2 new instances. I need not to do anything. My launch configuration, sorry, my auto scaling is properly configured. It is going to be create 2 more new instances. That's it. And that should be added this time properly to our load balancer. That is what I'm expecting. We'll see how it goes. We'll take wait for a while and it should work. So that is how it works. And if I terminate again these 2 instances also, it is going to launch it and it will make sure that your website is all the time up and running until a last instance is serving for your application. So if you go back to our screen again, what we did as of now is our Route 53 is communicating with our ELB. Our ELB is communicating with our WordPress website through the auto scaling. Nothing but there are so many servers are supporting for my auto scaling, and in the background I have RDS. I can still do RDS also to I can create read replica for my RDS so that it can able to read the content from the read replica, and any writes are there, it will go and happen on the primary database. So it is depending upon the project and the billing also, nothing but how much they want to put for their project, and it's again their business. Whatever is coming from their business, same thing they want to put it in the infrastructure. uh, According to that, we need to build all this stuff. So if you see here, this is how it will happen whenever there is a new instance is creating or terminating, the SNS is going to trigger, and we have configured CloudWatch. We can still configure CloudWatch alarms, few more, like assume that I'm just rebooting my instance. I want to get an alert. My status check failed. I want to get an alert. So till that level, you can customize your CloudWatch monitoring also. So I can say now this is working fine, and if something goes wrong at my application level or web servers, still my auto scaling will work and make sure that my vyankil.com website is up and running all the time. This is how you can able to manage your infrastructure, make sure that highly available and fault tolerant. So as for next step, I'm just going to my RDS and I will create read replica also. It is quite simple. One click away, you can create read replica. This is my instance. As of now, my data is running on this instance. Just select your MySQL and not Aurora. I just want to create, okay, MySQL read replica is not there. Uh-huh. Kumar, can we create MySQL? I think it is disabled state. I hope they are allowing only Aurora read replica.
No, 1 second, let me check. It should be possible. I have done that. Just 1 second.
Yeah. Even I tried some time back. Now it is disabled.
Shankar, I don't think we have an option for a replica for this MySQL.
Sorry?
Dynamo, we selected Dynamo, right? No,
No.
DB.
MySQL
RDS.
you need to select.
Database, RDS.
Go to RDS.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah. Your public internet, public traffic is hitting your ELB, and your ELB is hitting your EC2 instance. Nothing but your EC2 instances should be opened for only your security ELB only, not for any other. And if you want to connect to your instances, anyway, there is a open VPN for you. You can use open VPN to connect to your EC2 instances. Is that fine? So now what I'm trying to do is I will restrict my EC2 instance security group in such a way that only you can access your EC2 instance on port number 22 to OpenVPN, and on port number 82 my ELB security group. Okay, let's go and do that one. So this is my web server security group, and inbound, if you see, it is open for 00. If it is a 00, it is a your environment is not secure. And if you are not good enough in this one, there is a option over here. Anybody have tried with the trusted advisor? Anyone? No? Okay, I will.
Can you please repeat that, Shankar?
Trusted advisor, have you used any time trusted advisor service? If no, yep, I'm just trying to show you. This is our trusted advisor dashboard. Here it will tell you that what is the cost you are getting. Is there any way to save your cost? Any way to improve your performance or security fault tolerance? This information it will give. And if you compromise with any security, it will clearly show you. You can see here security group specified ports unrestricted. If you open it up, it will give the table. You can see here your Ansible server is open to internet on port number 22, and this security group is open to so and so, so and so. It is giving so much information. Your open VPN is open for 1194. Like this, it is going to give. Okay, so this is very useful information. You can advise your customer on security perspective as well as cost perspective. Okay, you can download this report. The report will be appear like this. I just downloaded it. If you open it up, it will analyze all your EC2 instances. Nothing but if you are using any low utilized EC2 instances, it will show you, and any security groups compromisation is there, it is going to show you. You can see here, if I go to our web security group, it is open to port number 22 on all ports, and this is what we are trying under EU West. That is where I just tried. So web security group, and this is the security group ID, and it is open for 22. If I go and close this one, this will be disappear. So this is how you can download your report, and IAM users any unrestricted MFA secure limits. This is trusted advisor is a very good useful service here. So if you want to advise to your customer on the cost optimization perspective, you can advise them. It will give the low utilized EC2 instances. Assume that you have launched a higher mission, a M4 XX large, but you are not using M4 2X large. Only you are consuming very limited resources. Then what you can do, you can go and tell to your customer that, okay, you are not utilizing this server whatever capacity we are having, can we go and resize this instance? If customer agrees, yes, you can resize, and so that from next billing he is going to save his money. That's what we usually do in our company. Whenever every month we will come over here and we will download the report, and we will give the detailed analysis report. Nothing but these are the servers which are not used, and some volumes may be in the available state. Nothing but you might be created for some purpose, you terminated the instance, but backend volumes are still available. So that also will come under this report. And any ELB also chargeable. If you are not aware, ELB also chargeable. And if you are having a ELB without a backend instances, you can terminate the ELBs, elastic IPs. All this information will be generated from the trusted advisor, and it will allow you to download. You can just analyze that, and you can send the report to the customer. At the end of the day, customer is saving money, he feel happy. That is what we need to see. So I just downloaded it. According to me, there is so many loopholes. If you see here, these all are problems, nothing but not secure one. I need to do, or we need to do, all this should be satisfied. So I'm not touching this because we will concentrate more on this one, not AP South also, EU West. Yeah, here we are going to see a port number 22 is not restricted for the world. I will try to go and do that one. So instances, as per our configuration, your instance should have only access to your OpenVPN server as well as ELB. So I will just modify it according to that. Port number 80 should be open for your ELB. I will take ELB security group first. So if you see your security groups, this is your ELB security group. And your ELB security group should open only for port 80 because public is trying to access on 443, it is forwarding on port number 80, but leave those two, there is no problem. And if you go to your web security group, I will go and edit it. Port 80 should be open for only ELB. This is what I'm trying to do. And SSH I don't allow from outside. This is also I don't allow. 443 doesn't require because it is coming on only 80. So save it. But even though if you save, changed your security group, still you should able to access your application. Please remember, if you are not able to access your application, if you are doing some restrictions, it is going to cause for the business impact. So make sure that whatever changes you are doing, it is accurate. Nothing but through my ELB I am getting traffic, so I enabled it. If I disable it, your ELB cannot able to reach your instance and you are going to lose the connectivity to your application, and your customer face the issue. So if you guys can confirm that you can still able to access vyankill.com, that to https://vyankill.com. If you guys are having any problem, please let me know because the configuration is problem. Sorry, in the security group level, I didn't do correct changes. That is what it means.
We can still access it.
Yeah, good then. So whatever changes is done, it is quite good. So my web server can only accessible from the OpenVPN server and port number 80. That's it. And if you see my connection, it might be disconnected by now because I don't have access. I didn't connect to OpenVPN. Even though you are having public IP to your server, it doesn't give any value to that. So you can remove public IPs, you can use only private IPs. And RDS, anyway, we have already restricted in the RDS. If you see here, your security group information, our RDS is only restricted to our application. None of others cannot able to access my RDS. And anyway, ELB also I can restrict. To test it, are you guys all are in the same network, or are you guys in different network to do that testing?
We are all on the same network.
Oh, okay. Because if you go
We share
with
the same IP address.
if you go with what is my public IP, you will get, what is my IP.com, you will get a public IP. If you all are in, if you guys are getting different public IPs, what I can do, I can restrict only the particular public IP, so that what will happen, this website will be opened for only that particular IP who is having that public IP. For others, it won't work. Let me try for me because even I can get a public IP. Okay. I will, yeah, anyway, Kumar is on other network. I will enable for you guys. Oh, each and everyone has different IPs, it seems. Let me try it. We'll experiment that. So what I'm trying to do, my website also should be accessible only for particular IPs. If it is an internal application, yes, we used to do this one. Recently we have implemented same thing for one of our application. We only accessing that application internally. We don't want to expose it. So recently that got compromised because somebody opened a database ports to the internet, and it got compromised with network. Then we came with analysis that it should be internally accessible. We did according to that. Let me go and do that one. So inbound rules, we have allowed 80 and 443. 80 also you can remove, but I'm just giving Harsha pinged me one IP. I'm giving for this /32. I'm giving nothing but only this IP will be allowed. Okay, and if somebody tries it doesn't work, just Harsha, can you try it? And I'm enabling Jesse also. Jesse, yeah. So port number 80 I'm allowing for Jesse as well. You cannot add multiple IPs in single one. You need to use a subnet range, or else independently you need to add it. Now it should be only accessible for Harsha and Jesse. If any others are trying, it should not work. Could you please confirm?
It works for me. It works for me.
Because I have enabled yours, and
That's right. Yeah. Ali is trying now. Ali, check yanku.com.
Yanku.com, yes, sure.
just refresh the page and try to do something, because yep, yeah.
It's working. It's working.
It should not work for you.
I'm still able to access yanku.com.
Who, Ali?
Yeah, Ali is able to use it because he is on the same IP address as Harsha too.
Oh, okay. So any other guys, I will only open for 69 IP, 34 I'm removing. So only Harsha can able to access, and if you guys have mobile network, you can just try to access from the mobile or somewhere. It definitely doesn't work because it might have other IP, public IP. Kumar, can you try it?
Yeah, I cannot connect now because you removed mine, so I cannot connect now.
Oh, okay. Ali, yes, you cannot able to connect. Now Harsha only can able to connect.
So Harsha and Ali can access. I cannot because you removed my IP, which is 34 to 52. You just gave it for 69.
Oh, okay. Yes. So this is how
it's loading. Yeah, that's right.
So we are more focusing that only particular users only can able to access my website. So that level security we can give in the AWS. It is just quite a little away that if you are good enough in the security groups, you can do whatever you want. Okay. That's all from my end. Yeah, to create read replica, there is a problem because we didn't enable backup. That's why it is not allowing. So we can enable backup, then only we can do the creating the read replica for MySQL. That is what the problem we have seen. So for time being, to modify your RDS instance, it will take a while. So which we can't do it now. So that's all from my end, guys. And before winding up, we just see what and all we have covered. We have created in Route 53 hosted zones and record sets, and in VPC we have created subnets, internet gateways, and Route 53 and security groups, and simple notification service I have used, and ACM AWS certification manager I have used, elastic IPs, auto scaling. If it is command to RDS, we have created master read replica. We are unable to do it. You can do the snapshots also. I hope it is quite simple. And RDS subnets also we have verified to make sure that our database is secure. And S3 bucket we haven't touched because we all know about it. and IAM access I have given for EC2 instance. I can still copy my data into S3 bucket also. It's something like what I can say. Oh, I have removed access, so I cannot do it now. So I can copy all my application data into S3. So whenever new server is creating, it should be copied from S3 to my EC2 instance and launch it. What you can do, you can bootstrap your system, or you can add user data or bootstrap to your instance, so that while it is coming up, it will copy that data. Next, whatever we did yesterday, we can enable Lambda function also on that one, and we can trigger the event that particular period of time. Now my application is up and running fine. Now if I want to do backup, yes, I can go and enable Lambda function, so my 4 servers will be running with the backup. Because I need backup is quite important, I will just add tags as a backup, and I will give retention period. So this all for 4 servers I will do. 4 servers will be backing up every day. That is what we can do. And CloudWatch, we have created CloudWatch logs, nothing but CPU utilization high or less, and it is going to trigger alert to the SNS. And we can still create the custom alerts, something like I will quickly show you how to, in case of something goes wrong to your EC2 instance, nothing but the server going down, you need to receive an alert. That is how monitoring will happen. For that, you need to create events. So create a rule. I'm just creating a event, not scheduling, and that too for my EC2 instance. And all events, I don't want to see all events. I just want to see in case of instance status change notification, nothing but the status is changing from any state to any state. There are different statuses. If you see, it might be pending state, running state, shutdowning state, or stopped state. I will want to monitor all the statuses and trigger notification and the SNS topic, that is L1 support team, and create. If you guys give your email IDs, I will add to L1, and we'll see. In case I will bring down one of the server, immediately will start receiving an alert that okay, server going to stopped state or coming up, like that. So create a rule, and I'm adding Jesse's email. To my SNS notification. So I have added email, and now what I will do, I will go and trigger some event, nothing but I will just stop one of the instance. My event is going to notify me whenever there is any failure or the status has been changing. Currently it is running state. If it is, whenever I'm stopping it, what will happen, it will go to the stopping and stopped state. So immediately the event will be triggered and you will start receiving an alert. So that what you can do is you will immediately jump into your AWS console and check it out what went wrong. That is the advantage. So I will quickly stop it. Yes, so it is going to stop state. Within a while you are going to receive an alert. Please confirm me if you receive an email. You will get account ID information. Quickly I will open from my end as well.
I got it.
Oh, great.
AWS notification message. Yeah.
So it is quite easy if you enable events. So in case any failure happens, immediately you will get notified through the email. I'm just showing this. Any questions from your end?
So far, so good. It was really good session. Yeah.
Okay. So what
We're
we
looking
will
forward
do?
to practice.
Yeah, just you need to practice. We will give the this type of scenarios to you guys to practice, and this is the maximum what we can show in the lab, and you just need to practice and explore little more. We are trying to do so many stuff for you guys.
Guys, to summarize, today we saw plenty of activity, a lot of different stuff, but I am not sure whether you have seen it in this way, where all the services are combined together to provide environment as a whole. The way that I have structured the services, even if you see my screen, it is like from Route 53, we go into VPC. Just ignore the SNS part for now, and then you hit the ELB and you hit the EC2 and RDS. It might look like different services, but you actually think of the entire setup we have done. We have hosted a content management system. We have created a highly available application layer and then very highly available database layer, which is a multi-AC is possible. As you know, you can just do a drop down and make it multi-AC. And we have made it pointing to a Route 53 also, so that you are not dependent on the underlying application server IP address or all those things. And we have configured just now notification alerts also to inform your service managers to know when something is happening or not happening. And yesterday we saw how to use Lambda to trigger backups and snapshots. All you have to do is just write a tag. That's it. You just add a tag to your AMI and then backups happen automatically. So you see all these services combined together. When you try to do a demo, usually one by one, they all stand as separate pieces. Today, we just put a glue together and found out how to use all these different services to give a business project, or think of it as any business services comes and asks you, can you do this for me? So you need to think of it in different levels, like how is my backup is going to happen? How is my monitoring is going to happen? What happens when my server goes down? So should I have a load balancer or not? Should my load balancer have an HTTPS certificate issued by Amazon or outside? Where is the certificate coming from? Should I configure an S3 backup or should I configure CloudFront? So these are all the different questions you need to ask and group all the services necessary depending upon the cost. Shankar indirectly pointed out when he was talking about the different projects, it depends upon how much cost your project brings in, then they try to spend as much cost to consume different services. Sometimes the cost benefit will not be enough, so that they lose some services. So when me and Shankar were discussing yesterday, the whole project that we showed today, especially when we come to phase 3 or project 3, we have consumed literally 17 to 19 different AWS services. Just think of it, for one simple project of hosting on WPress website, we consumed 17 or 19 processes independently. It's quite amazing. I mean, in fact, in VPC, as you can see in my screen, I did not put everything in the VPC. I did not put the routing table. I mean, there are a lot of other steps are there. NACLs are there, and then the enabling the DHCP options. each of them is a different feature. Under VPC as a whole service, you have small things. We did not look at that. We did not look at OpenVPN itself. OpenVPN has so many features of its own, restricting people by IP address, having the user ID created, passwordless authentication we saw yesterday. Even you can do those kind of things. And S3, we saw a lot of things, buckets, updating, resizing images, using IAM level access. So think of not creating user ID at all for your admin team also. They can just log into a jump server and get everything. So when you came and asked me a few weeks back, give me a project class, give me a real-time experience, we thought this is really ideally suitable for you to start exploring on different projects. So if you saw the first project that Ravi or Shankar showed, it was a very simple security level. You're restricting people to access your servers through a OpenVPN server. Some people might use a NAT gateway, some people might use a NAT server. but we showed it in a very professional way. People quite often use Open VPN server, and it is very good because that is the reason a lot of people use that. You can use an RSA server or anything, but point is you have to restrict them and provide them a nice, simple, usable interface wherever they can connect from. So that is at a security level. Next is we increased it with the Elastic Load Balancer, and then we configured our WordPress with our RDS. So now we have our app layer and the database layer, and we have our admin layer also separate. So finally, we configured the HTTPS certificate, that is ACM, and we also configured our Lambda or snapshots and all those things. And it all works together in a nice, complete service for the business. And they get a very nice feeling that they have a monitoring capability. They get an email alert when the services are going down. And they also know that when a server goes down, another server will come up as well. They'll get a notification for that as well because we have subscribed for all the events. So this way, your business is also happy, not just the AWS administrator or an architect. The business is also happy knowing that they have a very good architecture that is serving their business needs. So propose a solution which uses a combination of these services, and I'm sure that you should be able to get through most of the architectural scenarios with these very simple aspects. And of course, security, never ignore it. We are focused so much on security today, on all through these days. For example, restricting your IP level access or restricting your access from third-party sites, increasing your security by using HTTPS, and then triggering access through IAM only. Yesterday we saw that in S3 completely accessing S3 buckets using IAM only. You are not from the server. I showed you how to access the buckets with just an IAM level access. No need of giving access separately for S3 buckets. So when you're providing a complete solution which makes sure high availability, durability, resilience, and security, you are going to be really looked after for when you are doing an architecture. Amazon calls it well-architected framework. You can go and look at it. It mainly talks about the reliability, availability, durability, and security, all these aspects of it. So if you are comfortable in doing all these things using the different services, and you know where to glue each other and how each of them works or doesn't work, then you are going to be hot demand in the market. That's all I wanted to say before this session winds off. We can stop here, pause here, and take some questions if you have, and we'll give a break after that and meet later. Did anybody hear me?
Yes, Kumar, we did. We're just trying to gather the thoughts around and see what if we have any questions. Not that we will not have any questions, not that it's just that we are not able to come across them right now.
Mr. Shankar, you are there?
Yes, I am, Kumar.
Okay. So there are some questions in the chat window. I'd like you to look at the chat window sometime back. For example, I know that Shankar has some kind of a documentation which shows you how to do some of the stuff that we showed today. It might not be exactly line by line instructions of doing the same things that we showed today, because it encompasses so many different services. As I showed you, you can see right now it is about like 17 to 18 services are there. If I am going to write steps for all of them, it is going to be huge. So Shankar has some procedure for setting up a WordPress website, some procedure for setting up auto-scaling, some things like that. So he is going to share those procedures. So in other words, it is going to get you into the door. How much you want to expand it, how much you want to take it forward and use it for all other services, it's totally up to you. You can decide that. But the point is, you might not have a line-by-line procedure which takes you from step 1 to step 100 in one simple document. It is not possible also, and I wouldn't advise it to write it in one document because it is very difficult to lose track somewhere and then make a mistake.
Yeah, added to this one, yeah, you are good at any scripting language. As yesterday, Kumar might be discussing about cloud formation. You can write all together in a single cloud formation format. You need not to worry. Again, if you want to build it, it is a quite few steps away. That is what industry is expecting. So you can first understand how it is working. Obviously, once you understood this concept, you can easily write or convert this one into the coding. That is what I just want to add.
I think once we start practicing, probably we will come across many questions. Like you guys have taught us so detailed that we cannot coming across any questions as of now. It's been clear. So we will try practicing after the sessions are done. Once we the projects which you're going to give us for practice, probably we will have many questions. We can put it forward to you.
Yeah. Shankar, can you please stop recording?
Okay.